Everyone, my name is Agnes. I am from Monsoon, Indonesia. I'm actually part of the SAP department of Monsoon, Indonesia. So I'm actually based in Indonesia. I mean in Jakarta. I will go straight to my presentation. So today I'll be talking about how to bridge MonsoonSIM learners into becoming SAP consultant, which is not, well, MonsoonSIM, you will learn about ERP concepts, but you don't really have to go and study SAP for it. You can study all other things like Dynamic or Oracle, but since I am doing the SAP in Jakarta, so I will try to put it together, MonsoonSIM into an SAP consultant. So what is this program? This program is to implement ERP concepts learned from MonsoonSIM into real-life ERP software implementation, that is the SAP. So as you can see, actually both of them are two different things, but then like there are some similar features to it. Even the basic features are quite similar, which I'm going to present to you as some of the basic functions of it. So how does it work? First, students, they will learn MonsoonSIM, and then they analyze the blueprint of the business process. So they will learn all the finance settings, and then procurement process, sales process, and then the student, they will implement the ideas and the process into the SAP IDES system, in which they will learn the basic SAP navigation, also apply the MonsoonSIM business process into the IDES, and then if they want to gain further knowledge, they could learn SAP consultant course through SAP eAcademy, and then after that, before they start working into becoming a consultant, they will take the global certification. This is a blueprint of implementing the MonsoonSIM processes into the SAP IDES. So say the main company, which is Monsoon Juice Corp, and then they have 3 business areas, Jakarta, Jogja, and then Pasar business area. The materials they'll be selling, same like MonsoonSIM, which is apple juice, orange juice, and melon juice. And then the end customer would be retail customer, and vendor, they would get from the 2 vendors, same like in MonsoonSIM. This is a point of view of the main company, which is Monsoon Juice Company. In order to make the process, we will have to make 3 different companies. Monsoon Company, Company 1, Company 2 would be the vendor, Company 3 would be vendor number 3. So it's actually it's a long process. We have to do all the basic setting, but it's worth it. So this is an example of the finance. So we'll cover 3 different subjects: finance, procurement, and sales. So it's only the basic one. I haven't gone through MRP or PP, production, or HR. Basic settings, we define the enterprise structure, and then we also make the company global parameter setting, and then we'll also set the accounts receivable, customer account, and then we also do account payable. This is an example of the global code, company code global data that they have to fulfill. So this is the basic settings that's already filled. And then in the procurement process, we will look into the company in terms of the enterprise structure, materials management, and these are some examples. And then we'll also make a material master for all 3 companies, 3 different material master, A vendor master will only be created for the main company, which is Monsoon Juice. And this is an example of a vendor master being created. So this is a part of a basic setting, still the basic setting. And then after we're done with all the basic settings, we will go into procurement process, the business process. So the business process will start from the purchase requisition. So in this example, it would be Monsoon Juice, Jakarta. They will be requiring 1,000 apple juice, and then they will buy 1,000 apple juice from the vendor 1. So they'll make the purchase order to vendor 1, and then they will get the goods from vendor 1. It's sent to Jakarta store, and then Monsoon Juice, they will pay vendor 1, and invoice is settled. So this is the basic procurement process that can be done. And this is an example of purchase order being created. And the last subject that we will touch is the sales. So we will be creating the enterprise structure in sales, sales organization, distribution channels, sales area, and material master for sales, and then a customer master for in terms of sales as well. This is a example of it. And then the process, it will be vendor 1, they send a quotation for 1,000 apple juice to the store in Jakarta. And then sales order, once they get the purchase order, they will make a sales order for 1,000 apple juice ordered by Monsoon Juice. And then they will deliver the juice to Jakarta store, and they will get a goods issue document, and then the billing document will be sent to the main company, Monsoon Juice, once it is delivered by the vendor. Yep, this is a. And then how does this work with MonsoonSIM? So first, the student, they will study MonsoonSIM, and then they can take the workshop, which is the one that I just showed. Like they will be taking the workshop where they will implement the business process from MonsoonSIM into SAP. Take the short workshop, which is maybe around 2 or 3 days. And then after that, they will study, if they want to go further, they could study SAP eAcademy to become SAP consultants. And then before they start working, they will do the SAP Global Certification, and then they will start joining jobs as SAP consultants or junior consultants. So if you don't know yet, what is SAP eAcademy? It is what we are selling for in SAP. So it's one of the most complete and comprehensive course from SAP Global to prepare you for to become SAP consultants. So it is e-learning. So you will study course which prepare you to become consultants. So we'll study from the beginners, business process until configuration. Why is it different from classroom? Firstly, it is efficient, it's flexible, and it's more affordable, and it's as comprehensive as the classroom. And it's more affordable because you get unlimited access to standard SAP learning materials for 12 months instead of the classroom, which you only get for one module for 1 month. This is the difference. It's actually, the materials is all the same. The only difference is the classroom, you get a person teaching you every day, but for the e-learning, you just have to study by yourself. Difference. And then some of the things why you have to study at Monsoon Academy, and these are some of the things that we do. One of the program that we recently developed is the pre-hire program. So current employers, would come to us looking for new students. So we would go and present to universities, or we would go to students saying that you can get hired even before you study the SAP. So this is one of the programs that we did. And yeah, that's about it from me. Any questions?
What's my question? So I need to be an authorized SAP eAcademy reseller to use Monsoon, or can I teach SAP just by using Monsoon? How does it go?
You mean which for teaching the eAcademy?
Yeah.
Or actually for teaching the eAcademy, you actually don't really need to teach them because it's already in the system.
No, I mean, so all I need to do is subscribe to Monsoon, but where do I get the content of SAP? It's in Monsoon.
It's in the systems. I mean, like, you can come to us and then like we will have it activated. So you will get the user ID for 1 year, and then from that you can get access to the SAP library for 1 year. Depending on what package you take, there's the student package, professional package, and then the solutions package.
So, say I want to offer the same service in the Philippines using Monsoon. So the first question is, do I need to have a special arrangement with SAP?
Oh, okay, I may help. I used to be a customer before.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then the succeeding question is, does it have enough content so that it increases the chance of the student to become a certified SAP consultant?
Okay. 2 years ago, I already purchased this and try as a user. Okay, first of all, MonsoonSIM is a result of SAP eAcademies, and you can get a better rate here with the MonsoonSIM. First of all, right, DDs on also all the admin will give you the access. They're going to promote your access to your accounts as a users. After you just log into the user SAP eAcademy something, right, with the provide user password. Inside got, first of all, the e-library. So that you can search, even you like to see PM, MFICO or ABAP or whatever, all the content is there. Actually, it comes from the books that printed, but it is an e-file. You can search all the SAP books in that curriculum, in that SAP eAcademies. The second service is SAP IDES Servers, actually separate. Right? Because SAP eAcademy that doesn't come from together with the SAP IDES servers. SAP IDES server is another access, another portals. How different? SAP IDES server, as like you promote you as a users, you can do whatever the real server can do in the IDES server, but it's separately, not in the SAP eAcademy. Right?
Okay. I guess that's about the content. I think one of the
my question would be clarified better. Remember, I used to run an SAP consulting company in the region, right? And one of the services I offer is SAP training. We actually have an SAP Academy. But if I remember it right, we had ourselves authorized by SAP to conduct SAP training. And we were authorized to host the certification examinations as well.
Okay. This one is not instructor led. It's an e-learning. It's a
So do I get the? So I don't need to get.
You don't need to get any
have
license.
any relationship with SAP.
No.
Yes.
Okay, for that I think better answered by
Didi.
The question is, do they want to resell this thing in Philippines? Are they allowed to do so without agreement with SAP?
Under you.
For e-learning, yes. For only the e-learning content, yes.
Yes means they can resell.
They can buy from us, so Monsoon can sell to throughout the world
For e-learning.
for e-learning content.
What we cannot sell,
what
what
else?
you cannot, what is,
I cannot sell classroom.
yes.
No, I don't like classroom. Because I want to. Remember, I'm putting up a new IT consulting company,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I want to launch an education
Yes,
branch.
yes,
And we will probably. The company is very focused on HX, human experience,
Yes,
right? So
yeah.
customer experience,
yes.
employee experience,
Yes.
and vendor experience. So
Yes.
we will not do anything other than those
okay,
three. So I was thinking that we could launch a training component
Yes.
for those, for my customers and for up and rising internal consultants or consultants of other companies using this so that I don't need to put up a classroom, I don't need to put up content and all that. So that's the motivation. I will probably just pass on whatever I'm paying you to the students anyway, right? But it will be nice if the content that they will get out of this training will be enough for them to take the certification, which is
Oh,
said.
Enough.
Definitely.
Enough.
All right. So let's talk about it.
Enough.
More than enough.
It's definitely enough. Actually, for one eAcademy, you can take the student actually can access 7 core modules, consultant level.
And by the way, unfortunately, and I will talk to you the details about this later. Unfortunately, the courses that we want to teach have nothing to do with the core modules.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm talking about success factors, CX, the customer experience.
Based on
And,
2 years ago, that content is just a part, but not too much in the SAP
But I don't mind
Academy.
building the content. I mean, if we could agree on something that we build the content of CX, success factors, which is the EX,
Don't have.
and the VX, which is the vendor experience, which is SRM.
Yeah, it can, but cannot with the student price.
Yes.
Professional price is really higher than the student price.
So it's only a pricing issue.
It's
not-
only
Yes.
pricing
Yes.
issue.
May not be bad.
It's a lot.
Sige, okay. I don't want to hold up.
Yeah, we can talk more later, but any more questions? Okay, if there's no more questions, thank you very much for today. I'll just hand on to the next speaker.